Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of Vitamin Y Season 4. And surprisingly, the first thing about Vitamin Y Season 4 is that there's going to be no Yubel. The first thing that I'm going to address is the ban list. March 2013 is slowly crouching up upon us, and I think that it's about my turn to just throw my hat into the lion's cage, because I'm going to get some flame, I get some hate. It's just open up a can of worms that, people don't want to do. But as a YouTuber, I think that is my obligation to explain to you guys what I think. Well, actually no, not explain what I think is going to be on the ban list, because this is not a ban list prediction. I don't like using the word prediction when it comes to the ban list, because I can never guess or predict what Konami is going to do. Last ban list, I was correct on a few things, but some things I was completely wrong about. Some things I just I didn't even see coming, which always happens with every ban list, so I don't want to call this a prediction video. I'm leaning more towards suggestions. Pretty much I'm just going to sit here and argue with myself over whether a card should be to the position where I believe that it should be. So for those of you who are just going to jump on this video, put the video on pause, take a look at it, and be like, well, this guy's an idiot. Give me a chance, because this ban list suggestion is going to slowly shape into what I believe. As you guys can see in my side deck, there is a handful of cards, and those are the cards that I'm gonna basically debate with myself about. But these cards up here, these are like pretty much, I'm like 90% that what I suggest should change. But these cards down here in the side deck, I'm going to debate about. So first, we are going to start off with ban cards. Mind Control. I've been saying Mind Control for a long time. I think the list previous, Mind Control is just too good of a card. It's no cost at all. You just target one of your opponent monster controlled. Face up, face down, doesn't matter. People get mad about BLS because he can banish a card that's set. Well, Mind Control can take a card that's set. So take your monster. I can't attack with it, and I can't tribute it, but I can synchro with it, and I can exceed with it. This card was bad when they were synchroing. Take your monster. Oh, you have like a level 4. Okay, well, I have this level 2 tuner. Okay, I can summon it, and I could synchro 6. Okay, that's cool. But now since there's exceeds, it's definitely a problem. There's a lot of strong rank 4 exceeds, and level 4 is still the most popular level in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So there's a handful of decks that summon level 4, so it's just the way it goes. And your opponent can just simply snatch it up, and you'll never get it back. And there's no cost to this card either. You, neg 1 because you activate the card, but you get to take control of your opponent's monster, so they neg 1 too. But I lose a card to my opponent losing a monster, and most of the time when this card is being played, it usually doesn't be played to just take that little advantage. It either goes for taking your monster permanently and going to an XE with it, or going for those OTKs, finishing the game cards. You think you're nice and safe, you're going to hide behind a martial lawn for a little while, thinking that you're going to get some cards to maybe put up a fight. Oh, no, Mind Control. Okay. Mind Control your martial lawn. Okay, thanks. Let me go into XC with it. Let me just OTK you, and it's over. Mind Control is too powerful a card. It's too powerful. I would argue for this card to be banned till my face turns blue, which would be kind of hard because I am, well, I wouldn't say dark-skinned, but I guess you could say that I'm African-American, half white, half black. So, I have dark skin. And I would argue till my face turns blue over how this card is broken. And it's broken. If Konami will come up to me and say, which card would you like to see banned? The Mind Control or the Blackluster Soldier? I'd be like, Mind Control. Mind Control, because there's nothing I can do about it. BLS, I can bottomless BLS. I can Valor BLS. I could Torrential BLS. I can Mirror Force BLS. Mind Control? Solemn Judgment, Dark Bribe. I really can't think of anything. You take control of my monster. And with no cost. Nothing I can do. So, literally, that's my only ban card. For right now. I mean, these cards down here are dateable, but right here, up here, that's my only ban card. I don't see a lot of things on the ban list. I know a lot of people are saying, like, Monster Reborn and Heavy Storm and Dark Hole and all those power cards, but right now, banned, Mind Control. Limited. Snow. I said Snow last time, I'll say Snow again. Despite that Dark Worlds aren't topping anymore, and they kind of disappeared, there's no reason to just leave this deck alone. This deck is very sacky, it's very autopilot-y, and it could surprise you in top. And I know people are like, well, Grapha needs to go down to 1, or Grapha needs to go down to 2, or Grapha needs to be banned. Grapha, sure, is the power card, but it's not the problem that you need to address, you know? I think when Konami put down Earth down to 1, I think that was a smart call instead of hitting Hyperion. Sure, they brought it up to 2, and that's fine. The deck is fine. But Snow definitely needs to go down to 1 due to it being the Searcher. For those of you who know me, when it comes to Searchers, I say 1, 1, 1 all day long. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Searcher 1. Stratos 1. Snow 1. It's the Searcher, you know? You discard it, and you get to search any Dark World card. Your Field Spell, Dark World Dealings, your Graphas, your Browse, your everybody, everything, Dark World. Search it with this card. And its stats are pretty good, too. 17. That's pretty good. With the Field Spell, 2000, so that's pretty good. I could take out a Thunder King. And people are saying Thunder King to 1 and stuff. Just leave Thunder King alone. It's an anti-meta card. It combats the meta, the speed of the meta. I say leave it alone. I mean, I get mad just as much as the next guy when they pot a Diwali and then they summon a Thunder King Ra, so I can't activate a pot of Diwali, but you know, that's just the way the game is played. Keep Thunder King at 3. I'm getting off topic. Snow, 1. It's the Searcher of Dark Worlds. Put it to 1. Stratos is at 1. Snow to 1. Here we go. Wind-ups. And before you guys think that I'm doing this without doing any research, I've watched all of them, all the YouTube videos addressing the March 2013 ban list. So for those of you who put up a video, I've seen it, and I've heard your opinions. I've Google searched it. I've looked up countless and countless forums about people just debating on which card. I've seen some good suggestions. I've seen some terrible and stupid suggestions, such as bringing Urgeki back, and bringing Harpy's Feather Duster back, and bringing Metamorphosis back. No. So, I've seen everybody address wind-ups, and they've addressed it in various different ways. So, I'm basically going to state my suggestion on how we should deal with wind-ups. Wind-up Magician to 1. Wind-up Magician is... Come on, everybody say it with me. He's the Searcher! Yeah! And not only is he a Searcher, where you summon it... you get the card from your deck to your hand, like a Stratos or a Snow. No, you summon the monster whenever you activate a wind-up effect. Okay, that's not that hard. Magician is one of the key cards that leads up to the OTK, which is definitely the threatening thing about wind-ups. Even when they don't have the OTK, they hold that pressure over you that, yeah, I got 3 Magicians, yeah, I got 3 Sharks, and if I get both of them, just one, it's over. So, let's just lower the scare factor. I mean, the deck can still be intimidating, but Magician needs to go down to 1 just because it's one of the key cards. You at least have to have the Shark in your hand to go off with the Shark. But Magician can bring the Shark from the deck, so it kind of cuts out the middleman of having the card in your hand. Magician to 1. Factory to 1. Well, I think I addressed it. I did. If you guys have watched that Ban This Shit Saturday, I addressed the continuous plus cards, and Factory is one of them. And I know you guys think that, oh, Black Whirlwind to 2, yes, no. The problem with that is that Black Whirlwind doesn't say once per turn, you can only activate it. So if you have 2 black whirlwinds and you summon a Blackwing, that's 2 monsters to your hand. Factory needs to go into 1 because it says, sure, it says once per turn, but it doesn't say you can only activate the effect of Wind Up Factory once per turn. So if you have 2, and you activate 2 Wind Up effects, that's 2 searches. You know, they want to get that Magician and that Shark into their hand to go off. Why help them with Wind Up Factory, you know? I mean, Wind Up Factory, Rabbit. Okay, hop away with Rabbit. Get 1. My turn? Okay, hop away with Rabbit. Get the other. There we go. Done. Okay. Alright, I'm done. It's over. Factory is one of those continuous plus cards, and I think that it should go down to 1. Next card at 1, Archlord Christia. I wanted to address a lot of the meta decks, and one of them that I was having a hard time addressing was Agents. I don't want to hurt Hyperion like most people do. Hyperion can stay at 3. I don't care. Most people do, but he's the main card, so that's perfectly fine. I don't want to hit Earth. Earth just went back up to 2, and that would just kind of hurt the deck again, so let's keep that still at 2. But Christia is kind of that card that when I read it, I'm like, why does this card exist? I mean, why is it at 2? It should be at 1. Dark Armed is at 1. This card should be at 1. And in my opinion, this card is much more threatening than Dark Armed. You have exactly 4 fairies, you special summon this card, you target a fairy in your graveyard, and you add it to your hand. So, you summon the monster, and then you get a monster back to your hand, so you're already zeroing out. Neither player can special summon one of the monsters. So I am facing a 28 beater, so that's over the attack barrier, including special summon monsters. And I can't special summon. So I pretty much gotta use a power card. I pretty much gotta use like a Dark Hole, Torrential Tribute, a Mirror Force to get this fucker out of my way. I can't special summon. So, what? Since I can't special summon, what? Am I supposed to normal summon a monster that's over 28? No. No. It's too difficult. And then when this card would be sent from the field to graveyard, you get to return it to stop your deck. So, you just keep 4 fairies in your graveyard. You just troll the shit out of your opponent with this card. They can't special summon, so what if they do finally get that power card? They get that Dark Hole. Okay, it's destroyed. It goes to the top of the deck. Okay, your opponent's turn. Oh, look, Christia again. Drop it. So that didn't resolve shit. Christia is too strong. It needs to go down to 1. Main argument is Dark Armed Dragon at 1, Christia at 1. And it's pretty much the only card that I can really think of to hit Agents. So, Christia, I'm sorry, you need to go down to 1. Rekindling. Another one of my Bena shit Saturday. Stupid worded cards. Rekindling is a stupid worded card. Special summon from your graveyard as many, those words right there, as many fire monsters as possible with 200 defense. Just feel that. Just put up all the feel. You know, if you could summon 10, summon 10, but you can only summon 5. The point is that I understand that it's your OTK card. I mean, plenty of decks have the OTK card, you know? That's the reason why Gateway isn't on here. I know you guys hate Gateway, and I hate Gateway just as much as the others, but it's their OTK card. I understand. Decks have OTK cards. I'm perfectly fine with that. But when you have multiple of them, 3 Rekindlings? Really? 3. So Monster Reborn is at 1. Monster Reborn, you summon 1 monster from the graveyard, and it's at 1. But Rekindling can summon as many fire monsters with 200 defense as possible. And it's at 3? What? And the Vols and, what? The Fire Fist and the Fire Kings and the, Haze Beast? No. Rekindling, go down to 1 and just stay there. Your stupid worded card. Your ultimate offering / return from dimension, your stupid worded card, go down to 1. Asceticism, I said it last time, I'll say it again. Asceticism needs to go down to 1. You can keep your smoke screen at 2, but Asceticism needs to go down to 1 because Asceticism leads to those Shen first turn plays, just right off the bat. Especially paired up with Gateway. There you go. Asceticism. Just like, oh, okay, well, same attack, okay, that's easy, that's like almost everybody, okay, summon another one, sync for Shen. And people are thinking that maybe Shen should go up to 2. No. Shen never go up to 2, ever, 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 ever. Shen stay at 1. I get it, he's your boss monster, but he's too good. Your opponent negs just for him being on the field. Just for him being on the field, your opponent negs. And he's the attack barrier. That's the problem, too. He is the attack barrier. If he was 23, I wouldn't care. He could be at 2 if he's at 23, because I could just summon a Utopia, run it over. But he's 25, and he can negate. My suggestion to you guys, Gemini Pearl is a pretty card, guys. You guys should consider putting him in your extra deck. Gemini Pearl. Because he's over the attack barrier. There's some serious cards that are the attack barrier that you guys need to get over. Look at Shen. Look at, well, I really can't say, like, I guess, Lagia, Doka. What else? I feel like I'm missing a card. Chaos Sorcerer. The attack barrier is 25, guys, and you need to get some cards to jump over it. But Asceticism, that first turn Shen. I'm going to leave your gateway. You can keep your gateway. But I need to hit the deck, and I think that Asceticism going down to 1 will be okay. You can keep your dojo at 3. Here we go. 6 Sam United. It's a Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed is banned, but 6 Sam United is at 3. Once again, the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Complexes me. So, every time you normal summon or special summon a 6 Samurai, you put a counter on this with max of 2, and then you send this card to graveyard and draw 2. So it's Pot of Greed for 6 Samurais. And they have 3. So, open a United in a gateway, that's game. That is game. Put the United down to 1. It's a Pot of Greed for 6 Samurais. Just, the deck is just too good, just leave it alone. They got their own Pot of Greed, their own Search, their own everything. United, go down to 1. Alright. This card... I've had a lot of debates between this card and Undyne, and I believe that it's this card. And sure, you guys are thinking, no, it's Undyne, but with Undyne, if we hit Undyne, they're just gonna run Tidal. The water... I'll go to it right now. Here we go. Tidal. The Waterfall Suppressor Dragon, coming out in Tachyon? I don't know. Whatever. Point is that when Undyne is gone, they just run him. Forget about that banish to summon him. I bet they really could care less. They're probably going to just summon him to go for an OTK. But, right here, you can send this card and one other water monster from your hand to the graveyard. So, get this effect off of that. Send one water monster from your deck to the graveyard. So, it's Undyne on steroids. Not only do you not have to waste your normal summon for it, but it sends also from the hand too. So you get the effect from the hand, and you get that effect from sending. Dragoons is the problem, because when he's sent, you get to search any Sea Serpent. It doesn't care about what its attack is, or its defense is, or whatever. No restrictions. It's a Sea Serpent, add it. And it lets the Sea Serpents, level 3 or lower, attack you directly. So even when you think you're safe, behind a wall of some sort. Nope, they'll just hop right over it and kick your ass. It's Dragoons, guys, I'm sorry. He's the searcher. I don't care that you Undyne, discard a marksman, and pop a card. I don't care, because you used your normal summon for it. You know? You summoning Undyne and discarding and sending a marksman from your deck to graveyard to pop a card, it's like a MST or a Fissure or whatever. I don't care. But I do care about when you use an Undyne or the new Tidal Dragon to send Dragoons and then search and get a Megalo or a Molan Glacia. I do care about that, because that is too good. Dragoons, go down to 1. I don't want to kill the deck completely. I mean, I get that they like to do their search, but just sending Dragoon after Dragoon for Megalo to send to just... Now, I'm not sure that this card will go down to 1, because I feel like the Atlanteans might be too early to be hit. But if hitting Undyne, if you think that hitting Undyne is a solution to this problem with Mermail Atlanteans, it's not. It's Dragoons. It may not get hit this time, it may not get hit next time, but eventually this card is going to get hit, and I believe that it should go down to 1. So let's address it while it's fresh in our minds. Dragoons to 1. Alright, let's go to semi-limited. I apologize for this video being extra long, but this video is going to be super long, and I apologize in advance. So, semi-limited. TG Striker. Yeah. Now I bet you guys are like, oh no, not TG Striker. The Synchro Age is over, and it's time for the Xyz, but TG's kind of got left in the dust, and it kind of sucks because I respect this deck. I like TGs. I like them more than X-Sabers, you know? And I just feel like we should give them a chance in the next format and just put their card up to 2. Let's see what they can do with it at 2. If it causes too much of a problem, we can always put it back down to 1, you know? We can always add, but taking away, you know, just put their striker up to 2. Let's see what they can do. That's pretty much what I'm going with these cards going up to 2. So, put it up to 2, let's see what they can do. It rhymes. Mizuki. Once again, put it up to 2, let's see what they can do. I want to see zombies come back. You know, I'm not doing anything crazy. You know, I'm not saying, like, Plague Spreader to go up, or, you know, I'm just saying, Mizuki, let's give it to them back up 2, let's see what they can do with it. You know, I'm not saying, like, card with safe return, come back, or anything. Just Mizuki, you know? Let's see what they can do with Mizuki at 2. Miracle Fusion. This one I'm not sure about, you know? If I had room at the bottom in my side deck, I'd probably put this in there, but I don't. So, I was thinking maybe Miracle Fusion to 2. I mean, activate 1 card to get a 32 beater, who is when destroyed? Does it say destroyed? I can't remember. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, I know this is... How do you spell it? Where are you? There you are. Oh, only 1 N. Okay. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, so it doesn't even need to be destroyed. Just sent from the field to the graveyard. You get the Elemental Heralds back to your hand, so Stratos back to your hand again to summon it and get some more searches to activate Miracle again and again and again and again. Sure, Elemental Heralds aren't doing as much as I thought they would be doing, and they didn't do much this format. They got their Escuados, which I know people are having a hard time getting their hands on it. I mean, I think it's like $10, so if you really want to get it, you can dish out the money for it. But, you know, Super Poly seems like more of a threat. But Miracle Fusion is that 1 card where they just summon this 32 beater, and they just get their cards back, and it's just too broken, you know? So, I don't want to kill off Elemental Heroes, but I feel like maybe putting Miracle to 2 would be a step in the right direction to maybe put it down a little bit and promote other deck usage. So, yeah, that's a 2. Deep Prison to 2. Deep Prison is, as you can say, a defensive power card. And if you look at all the other defensive power cards, they're sitting at 2, and they're working just fine at 2. Alright? Now when I mean defensive power cards, I mean Torrential. I mean Mirror Force. I mean Bottomless. So, you know, Torrential and Mirror Force kind of go hand in hand, so Bottomless and what's Bottomless's hand-to-hand partner? Deep Prison. Deep Prison, just sit at 2. I gotta worry. I only got 3 MSTs, and I gotta worry when I use them. And you running 3-dimensional prisons and 2 bottomless trap holes and 2 torrentials and 2 mirror forces, I can't get through. I might as well just be playing an Exodia deck because there's nothing I can do. So let's just put Deep Prison down to 2, and let's just see how it goes, how it fares. But I think that just sitting at 2, it's a defensive power card, so let's just put it at 2. Shark to 2. Yeah. I think I'm being a little bit mean when it comes to wind-ups, but we thought that maybe putting that Zen Mains, or is it Zen Mains, or is it Zen Mighty? It's one of the two, I get those two mixed up. Anyway, we thought that putting that down to 1 would be the solution. It wasn't. And just with the Shark Magician combo OTK, it's just stupid. So let's just put Shark down to 2. I think Magician 1, Factory 1, Shark 2 doesn't kill the deck, but it hurts it enough to where other decks will see some play in its place, and the deck will still be able to function, but just slow it down a little bit. So let's just put Shark down to 2. I think that a good majority will agree with me on this. Shark 2. And we have Tsukiyomi. Now, the reason why Tsukiyomi is sitting in the back, because it's sitting on the fence between 2 and 3. You know, the way Konami works, they kind of like try to spoon-feed you cards back up, you know? So Suki is sitting at 1, then they might want to give it to you to 2, and then 3 eventually. But you know what? I could really care less. If you want to put Tsukiyomi to 3, from 1 to 3, I don't care. Tsukiyomi could go up to 3. People thought that when Tsukiyomi came off the ban list, it was going to be a complete game changer. And you know what? It wasn't. People were like, oh, Tsukiyomi, I'm going to play that. And people are like, well, Tsukiyomi, I'm going to side that. And now people are like, well, Tsukiyomi, I'm not going to play that. While Spirit decks, some people like to play Spirit decks, you know. My friend Nate Pup, brother Nate Bro, he has a Spirit deck. And you know what? Why are Spirit decks getting punished with Tsukiyomi at 1? No one cares. Put it at 3. But I think that maybe Konami is just going to take 1 step at a time and just put it to 2. So that's why it's sitting there at the back. So 2 to 3 Tsukiyomi. I don't care. Alright. This video is pretty much about halfway over, so if you guys are still with me, we're going to go to the debate section, where pretty much this ban list is going to shape into something different. These cards up here are definite things that I would like to see, but these cards down here, these are ones that I'm going to have to debate on, because these are the most debated cards. So let's just jump right into it. People think that Blackluster Soldier should be banned, and I hate Blackluster Soldier just as much as the next guy. Now, I didn't want to just throw Blackluster Soldier up in there so you guys can just be like, oh, well, everybody knows that Yubel Master hates Blackluster Soldier. I do. He's broken. But I had to take him into consideration. Did I really think that he should be banned versus Chaos Sorcerer? So, here we go. Blackluster Soldier versus Chaos Sorcerer. Argument 1. Let's begin. Blackluster Soldier, I've said it time and time again. He's over the attack barrier. And people think that he's not that broken just because priority is gone. The evidence of abstinence is not the abstinence of evidence. Just because you can bottomless him or torrential him doesn't make him broken. Because you can solemn pretty much anything, but there's still cards that are banned. Despite solemn, you can solemn them. Blackluster Soldier is over the attack barrier. He gets on the field with no cost. Chaos Sorcerer, no cost. That's where it's understandable. It's a condition. You remove from play 1 light, 1 dark, summon it. Did you lose any advantage? Did you lose any advantage on the field? No. Did you lose advantages in the hand? No. Some lights and darks in the graveyard and Chaos Dragons, they'll remove from play an Eclipse Wyvern? Sure. So, that's plus. So, no cost at all to summon these 2. But one of the definite differences between Blackluster Soldier and Chaos Sorcerer is the attack barrier. Blackluster Soldier, 3,000. That's so high. That's way over the attack barrier. I'll say it time and time again, the attack barrier is 2,500. How easily can you... What's the strongest monster that you can easily summon? About 2,500. You know? Which, when the first thing comes to mind is Utopia, 2,500. That's the easiest one. Your opponent summons a Blackluster Soldier. They don't plan on attacking with it. They're just going to banish your cards. Doesn't matter if it's face up, face down, banish your shit. Complete game changer. And they're just going to sit on it. Sure, you can have a set Mirror Force, but they're not going to attack with it. And if you have a Torrential Tribute, they're not going to summon any monsters. They're just going to keep on banishing your shit. And if you do have a Torrential Tribute, they're going to make you summon a monster and make you Torrential, making you neg off of Blackluster Soldier. And then Monster Reborn. And back. He's just too good. He is just too good. I love Monster Reborn, and I really don't want it to be banned. But just Blackluster Soldier dying, and either player, pretty much when Blackluster Soldier dies, it's whoever gets Monster Reborn first or has Monster Reborn, bring him back and just turn the tables, just because he's just so good. Chaos Sorcerer, on the other hand, not as good. It's not the attack barrier. It can only banish a face-up monster, unlike BLS, and it can attack twice like BLS. So, the difference between BLS and Chaos Sorcerer is, it's not the attack barrier. So, sure, summon your Chaos Sorcerer. Sure, banish a card. My turn, I'm gonna summon Utopia, I'm gonna run it over. We're done. Well, there we go. You know? You banish one monster, I neg. I killed your Chaos Sorcerer, you neg. We're even. Great. It's hard to summon a monster with 3,000 to combat Blackluster Soldier. It's definitely hard. While Chaos Sorcerer, on the other hand, is not. Now, what I'm thinking? BLS, banned. And Chaos Sorcerer, you can go up to 2. Because I don't want to just ban BLS and leave Chaos Sorcerer at 1. Because that would hurt Chaos Dragons. And you know what? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Chaos Dragons, but I don't want to just hurt them for no apparent reason. So, I think that would be a fair trade. Now, what are you guys saying? Well, what about Prophecy Deck? They can search the Chaos Sorcerer. That's fine. Search your Chaos Sorcerer. Summon it. But I'm going to kill it next turn. There's a good chance that I'm going to do it. Without even using a power card, just summoning 2 level 4 monsters, I can make a Utopia and run it over. So I don't care. If it seriously gets to a problem, then we can hit Justice. We can put Justice down to 1 if it really gets to be a problem. But I think that Chaos Sorcerer to 2 will be perfectly fine. You look at what decks have topped. Have Prophecy decks top? Not as much as Chaos Dragons. What's one of the broken cards in Chaos Dragons? Is it Red Eyes? But he's already been hit. Is it Light Pulsar? No, I don't know why people keep on saying like, oh, Light Pulsar should go down. It's a fine card, whatever. It's the attack barrier, it summons another dragon, whatever. If you play the right cards, you can make it miss its timing. If it's tributed, it misses timing. So, it's okay. But BLS. BLS is definitely that card that turns around the game. I know. They can summon the Red Ice Metal Dragon. They can summon their Light Pulsar. But when they summon that Blackluster Soldier, that's when shit hits the fan. So, BLS, I think you should be banned. I'm sorry. And Chaos Sorcerer, you can go back up to 2. Just as a Prophecy, you might be a problem in the future, since you can search the Chaos Sorcerer. But you know what? We'll address that problem in the next list. If it seriously gets to be a problem, we can put Prophecy down to 1. Argument 1, done. BLS banned, Chaos Sorcerer to 2. Argument 2, Rabbit, the Logia, and the Ophion. Alright. Now, I am not for killing decks. If I could avoid killing a deck when making banner suggestions, I will. But Rabbit is starting to be a serious problem. Rabbit has gone from being like, oh, Dino Rabbit decks, to literally in OCG, people would just run normal monsters just to run Rabbit. Rabbit has become the new tour guide in OCG. Rabbit summons a Solemn Judgment. Now people are... I don't want to kill Rabbit, and I was thinking that maybe Logia should go down to 1, but you know what? Logia is not the problem. If I hit Logia, then I'm also hurting Evolsaurs and Jurassics, and I don't want to do that. They haven't topped, they don't deserve the hit. Logia is their boss monster. But due to this little bunny, and following in its freaking predecessor's footsteps of Rescue Cat, people are actually considering to hit Logia. And that was one of my premises, that I didn't want to kill Dino Rabbits. I didn't. I think it's a pretty strong deck, and I think that hitting Rabbit down to 1 would kill the deck. But then you look at Rabbit and how Splash Rolls become, and then you look at it and with Evil Soul and Ophion. Ophion is just too good. When he's faced up on the field with materials still attached to him, Neither player can special summon any level 5s or higher. So that straight out murders Dark Worlds. That straight out murders Chaos Dragons. That straight out murders Agents. It hasn't come out here in the TCG yet, but it's definitely a problem in the OCG, which is mainly what they look at when it comes to Mermail. And not only that, but you detach to add one of the Infestation Spell Trap cards. So they add the freaking Infestation card, which it's like their own lance, except for all their monsters, and they don't lose attack. So generally, when your opponent summons a monster over the attack barrier, what's your general combat? You attack it, and then during the battle phase, you quick play Lance and lower their attack by 800, and then you beat them. But then they have their own, so you can't even Lance this thing. It's 2550. Konami, what are you thinking? Making this card 2550. That 50 is huge. That's over the attack barrier. I've said it in the early in the video, and I'll say it again. People, get your Gem Knight Pearls, because you're gonna need it to kick this guy's ass. And you know what? It's not even Rabbit. The frickin' Evil Swarms can summon another level 4 Evil Swarm and then just simply go off it with that. They could do it by themselves. They don't need Rabbit's help. They just use Rabbit's help. So, here we go. You guys ready for this? Rabbit? 1. Sorry, you're just too good. You're slowly heading down the road that your predecessor has paved for you. You're at 3, you're at 2, you're at 1, and if you do anything else stupid, you're gonna get manned. That's just the way that's gonna go. You're just gonna follow Rescue Cat down the golden road of ban. Logia, I'm gonna leave you alone. You live for another day. Bye, Logia. Ophion, you're a stupid card, and you're tearing up the OCG, and you're about to come out here in TCG. I get it. You're kind of the boss card, but pretty much all the Evil Swarm people do is just stall, summon Ophion. Oh, you took out Ophion? Okay, stall. Okay, summon another Ophion. Game over. Ophion, I'm sorry, but I think you need to go down to 1. Argument 3. Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure. Alright, Macrocosmos is a trap card that has shaken the game to its core. A lot of decks rely on the graveyard, surprisingly. A lot of them. And just by putting this card in, you shut down a lot of decks. And it's causing a lot of controversy, and people are starting to get really angry at this card. People are believing that this card should be limited. And I feel that I kind of agree with them. This card is just too good. You know, banish any card. And then the point, people think that it's a trap card that's too slow, that Dimensional Fissure is actually not as bad. Dimensional Fissure, it's not as... I mean, sure, you can activate it, but your opponent can see it coming from farther away. While Macrocosmos, you can just chain it onto whatever they do on their turn, and it's harder to see coming. You know, I mean, you might have to save those MSTs for something else. You really want to be sitting there wasting your MSTs on 3 Macrocosmos? I think that Macrocosmos, you need to go down to 1. You are definitely a problem card. And I think that you guys will agree with me that, I mean, even if it goes down to 1, I mean, if you really want that removal power, just run Dimensional Fissure. But Macrocosmos is too strong because it's chainable. So, just toss that with the 1s. And Dimensional Fissure, you can go away. Alright, argument number 4. Drag down into the grave and Spiritual Water ROE. Alright, lots of people are saying that Drag Down needs to get hit because Dark World players. So I decided to throw in Water Spirit AoE because they both involve looking at your opponent's hand and sending a card. They pretty much do. And in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, looking at your opponent's hand is pretty frowned upon. You know, revealing, that's fine. But when you get to look at your opponent's hand and send the card wherever, that's where people start getting mad at. I mean, look at Trap Dust Shoot. Both players reveal their hand. Both players lose a card. Both players draw a card. If it wasn't for Dark Worlds, this card would actually be pretty balanced, you know? If it wasn't for Dark Worlds, this card seems pretty even, and I think in Konami's eyes, I think that's how they're looking at it. I think that it's totally fair that both players get to reveal their hand, discard a card, and draw a card. So I don't think that this card's gonna get touched, and Dark Worlds aren't topping anymore. I know that it annoys the shit out of you guys, and it annoys the shit out of me too, but just buckle down, maybe throw some Gemini Imps up in your deck, or your side deck, and just hold on, because this card I don't think is gonna hit. So, bye. I hate this card. You tribute a water monster, you look at your opponent's hand, and then you send one card from their hand to the graveyard. I talked about this on Banish Saturday, but from a standpoint, I can see how it's pretty even. So, your opponent has a water monster, they activate this card, so that's -1. They tribute a monster, that's -2, and then they look at your hand and send a card, so that's back, so they gain 1. So they're still -1. So, you know, I think that all the work that they do to use this card, it's pretty okay. I mean, it's a bad card. I mean, looking at your opponent's hand and sending whatever, pretty broken. But they do have to tribute them on water monster. You know, they had to pay a cost. You know, it's no mind control. They actually have to do something, and it's a trap card, so it's slower than drag down to the grave. So, sorry, Ellie. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. But you're not gonna get touched. Argument number 5. Monster Reborn versus Premature Burial. Now, I know that you guys hate Monster Reborn because you can get the monsters out of your opponent's graveyard and you're just like, oh, there you got my Blackluster Soldier. But you know what? It's actually an okay card compared to Premature Burial. Premature Burial. If this wording was changed a little bit, I would be okay with it. But when this card is destroyed, you destroyed the equipped monster. It doesn't say when this card is refilled. So you got cards like Mist Valley, you got cards like Zephyro, where they return face-up cards back to the hand. And you can use it again. It's just too broken. And if that wasn't enough to make Premature Burial just straight up change your mind about coming back, here we have Hidden Armory. Yeah, you send the top card of your deck, and you add one equipped spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So, is that Premature Burial? Oh, is it an equipped spell? Yes, it is. So, Premature, 3 of these, way more broken than Monster Reborn. So, Monster Reborn, stay with us, buddy. Premature, hell no, because you fuck it up. And Lonefire Blossom. I think that this card should go back up to 2. Now, I know you guys are afraid of plants. I was afraid too, but you know what? I think that if we spoon feed them their cards back slowly, we'll know where we can draw the line. Just like we did with Light Sworns, where we just hit the shit out of Light Sworns and then we slowly started to give them their cards back. I want to see plants come back and do something a little bit different in the format. Now, I think it was Cold Zephyr who said that he was afraid of Lonefire coming back up to 2 because then they could summon some Spitfire card where they get like that card's in the graveyard and you can like summon one monster with 1 less tribute. But you know what? You could do that anyway. If they really wanted to do that, they could have done it anyway. So basically, he's afraid of people summoning Light and Darkness Dragon. So you're afraid of Light and Darkness Dragon, but you're perfectly okay with Donna Rabbit and their Logia. You know what? If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. Like I said, if it's a problem, we can always put it back down. So, in my opinion, Lonefire, you can go back up to 2. I'll put you over here. So, once again, it's the Rhine. Put you up to 2 to see what you can do. And Undyne, like I said before when I was talking about Dragoons, I don't think that addressing this card will be the correct solution. But I feel that Atlanteans are too early to be hit. So, looking at an older card, because that's generally what Konami hits, they're probably going to hit Undyne, and I think they might put Undyne to 1. I feel like that's not the correct solution, but I feel like that's what they're going to do. that's pretty much it. Just all major arguments that I think that are occurring with this March 2013 ban list, and pretty much this is my conclusion. This is what I believe. So I'll just recap. Mind Control, BLS banned. Rabbit, Snow, Magician. I don't want Undyne. I just don't see Undyne being the correct solution, but I feel like Undyne, one, Factory, Christia, Rekindling, Asceticism United, and hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers on Dragoon, and Macrocosmos to 1. Striker, Mizugi, Lone Fire, Miracle, D-Prison, Shark, Chaos Sorcerer to 2, Tsukiyomi to 2 or to 3, I don't care, and Ophion 1. So, I'm sorry that this video took so long, and you know what, I want to hear your guys' opinion, because, I mean, if I had to type the crap out of a comment, I will try to justify my reasons, and I will take your guys' opinion into consideration, but I just feel like maybe this suggestion might alter the game just enough to hopefully see more decks next format. So I hope you guys enjoyed this long ass ban list video, but I hope I got my point across. And I hope you guys are looking forward to more Vitamin Y Season 4 with me playing more with the, for right now, the Yubel story deck. It's going to be a while. I think maybe like a week or 2 before you get the deck profile, because I want to keep this as my featured video. I mean, the ban list video and the deck profile for Yubel story are both featured video worthy. So since this video is first, since I wanted to address this video first, since, you know, it's coming up, I mean, it's the end of January, which means February, then March, so about a month away before the ban list, I wanted to get my suggestions out and on the table as soon as possible. So I apologize to those of you who wanted the Yubel story. The profile, and give it me like a week or 2, and I'll definitely have it up for you guys. But in the meanwhile, Death Pro, some tag duels with people, I don't know. I have a lot. I'll spoil it, because since you guys sat all the way through this video, you have earned it a surprise. Spoiler, lots of Yubel decks. I have Yubel story and plenty. I think I have like 4 or 5 other Yubel decks that I made that are looking really nice, that might make an appearance on either this season, or, cross your fingers, if things go well on my channel, Season 5, yeah? But I'm looking forward to doing a lot of videos with you guys, and just sharing my deck with you guys. Oh my god, that sounded gay. Anyway, I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and I hope you guys enjoy the Big Bang update, with this being the first video of Vitamin Y Season 4. So, thanks for all the support, and I hope you guys just think before you type. Just listen to my arguments about this ban list before you just jump on me and think like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he's an idiot, he's stupid, oh, this ban list sucks, this will never happen. Because it's not a prediction. Because once again, I can't predict what Konami's going to do. It's a suggestion. And I hope that you guys will agree that if this suggestion was actually true, would it improve the game? I believe that it would. So as usual, come subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.